Merry Christmas. So this Sunday we celebrate the Epiphany. Epiphany, of course, means manifestation, where we celebrate the fact that Christ came not just for the Jewish people, but for all nations. Our first reading here is from Isaiah. It's from the later chapters of Isaiah, where he's addressing the return of the Jewish people back to Jerusalem from their exile in Babylon. And it's written during a time of restoration and rebuilding. The passage reflects hope and promise of God's glory shining upon Israel. The symbolism of light in the ancient Near East was used as a sign of a divine presence. And the author here uses it as to show that just as the travelers and traders traveled by the daylight for direction and security, that God would provide direction and security as the people came towards him, came towards Jerusalem. Our second reading is from the St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians. You know, the Christian community in Ephesus was a divided community. There were Jewish believers and Gentile believers that were all coming together to form this new Christian community. And here in this letter, Paul emphasizes how we are one church and that we have to come together, how both Jewish and Gentile people are co-heirs to the message of salvation. And then finally in our gospel, we have the account from the Gospel of Matthew of the Magi. He doesn't specify a number, right? Doesn't say that they're kings, but these wise men, these men that saw the star shining and came towards Jerusalem. The Magi, likely astrologers or wise men from the East, represent the Gentile world, reaching out to seek the truth, to seek wisdom. Their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh signify Jesus' royal status, his divinity, and his future suffering. The Magi's worship contrasts with Herod's hostility, illustrating that the varied responses to Christ's revelation. These readings help us to reflect on that light of Christ and how that light of Christ is for all the people. How we should go forth to proclaim that light of Christ to all nations.